Well, I'm at the Rainbow Relief Center, which is what we've christened our relief effort here, and this is located at the Upper McKenzie Community Center. The operation kind of started very organically from 3 people, 4 people that just came around the fire zone once they were able to drive around and came and got donations coming and get some truckloads from Bend and get tables set up and literally start a relief center out of nothing. They had a building and they just made it happen. When I first started volunteering here, we had just come back from a zone 3 to a zone 2 evacuation level. Everyone had had a power outage for 9 or 10 days, and there was no food of any sort. So that was food insecurity was the real primary acute issue in the beginning. For those of you who are not familiar with what happened, we also did not have internet or electricity, so we could not pump gas. No one had water because the wells. Anyway, it was just we were. It was pretty moment to moment. A little. I've heard it compared to Mad Max. You know, it was just we were literally siphoning gas to put in somebody's tank so they could go to Bend or Sisters to fill up a gas can so they could come back and put it in somebody else's tank. It was just crazy. Um, but moving forward, those immediate needs are being handled. We've got that under control. So the reality is, snowflakes are showing up from time to time on my app on my phone. This is going to be a winter to deal with, and we had Snowmageddon, and most people that lived through that laugh about it. You know, how much worse can it get? Well, it can be worse because if we do that again, when the snow melts, the power's not going to be back on necessarily like it was last time. As most of you who are familiar with the area, we always have issues with the passes getting covered with snow, depending on the day of the week, and you might need chains to get over or four-wheel drive or something. But this year, because of the fire, we have a new issue to the west of us, which is landslides, mudslides, trees falling and blocking the road for any given time. So that's what our immediate kind of concern and what we're taking necessary steps to have supply boxes strategically located along the river so that we have supplies should we be cut off for a day or a week, or it happens during a blizzard and an ice storm and things can't come in vertically. We need to have supplies for the folks that live in this place. So that's what we're working on right now. We're going to need to have a generator, and so that it just comes on automatically and keeps everything functioning. And it needs to be large enough capacity to run the entire building because the furnace has to stay warm, because this actually could become a warming center for folks that are in tents and fifth wheels and RVs that might find themselves without power and running out of fuel on day 4 or 5 or 6 of an ice storm and have nowhere to go but here to stay warm. And so we're trying to anticipate worst case scenarios because 2020, and why wouldn't we plan for the worst and hope that it never comes to pass? But that is what we are currently working on to solve that little situation. I think it's just important to remember that this is going to be a long-term recovery effort. Um, we're still in the very early stages of this process, and I just want to remind people that it's a marathon and a relay. It is not a sprint, and we are going to be needing to keep doing this for the long term because we want people back and we want to rebuild, and people want to be here, and we want to make this community thrive again, and we have an opportunity to do that. So we're all working together and in concert to make that happen.